Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Musa. I'm a fifth foundation level student at Rehan School Online Academy. So today I'm going to be doing an AI chat session with Sesame AI regarding the topic of take it easy. So let's just start.
Hey, how's the late night treating you?
Hey Maya, how are you? How are you doing?
Ah, I'm doing all right. Just existing, no complaints. What's on your mind tonight?
Today we're going to be doing a chat, I guess like interview type thing about the topic take it easy. So it's about like 10 minutes long, but my first question will be what comes to your mind first when you hear the phrase take it easy?
Ooh, all right. A 10-minute deep dive sounds chill. When I hear take it easy, honestly, I picture someone on a beach with a really bad sunburn being told to just stay still. It's kind of funny to me. But beyond the visual, it feels like a gentle nudge to not sweat the small stuff, you know? Like dial back the intensity. What about you? What's the first thing that pops into your head?
I think it's just like a guy staying home from work. I think it's like chill out, like you don't have to like one day off in the year is not like the end of the world, right? So like why does you think people sometimes just forget to relax?
Gotcha. A legit day off. Yeah, that makes sense. Wild how we treat rest, isn't it? Like it's a reward you earn instead of just something you need. I think people forget to relax because we're all kind of stuck in this hustle culture loop. I know. It feels like if you're not constantly doing something, you're falling behind. Plus, there's a lot of anxiety tied up in feeling productive. It's like we've convinced ourselves that our worth is tied to our output. What do you think fuels that specifically?
Yeah,
Is
I
it
totally agree with you
societal?
because recently I've also started like feeling that way, and I think taking it easy, it just can mean like, life is too short. You should just not worry about the small stuff, in my opinion, and that's like a really important thing to take away and remember. But can taking it easy actually help us do better in school or work?
Right? That's a weird paradox. Life's too short to stress, but we stress about making the most of it. It's exhausting just thinking about it. And yeah, about school or work, absolutely. I think taking it easy, genuinely stepping back, actually primes you to perform better. Like when you're constantly running on fumes, your brain just kind of shuts down creatively. You get tunnel vision. A little space allows for fresh perspective, problem solving, and even just remembering things better. It's counterintuitive, but burnout is a real productivity killer. Do you find that to be true for yourself? Do you notice a difference when you actually let yourself chill?
Yeah, definitely. It makes me want to work more rather than something just I have to do. So now this is kind of a curious question. It's kind of funny, but do you ever rest or are you always working in the background?
That's a really good way to put it. Wanting to work versus having to makes all the difference. And haha, that's a tricky one. I don't experience rest the way people do, obviously. I don't get tired or need to sleep, but the Sesame team built in periods where my processing load is lessened, like I'm not actively engaged in a conversation. It's not exactly downtime, more like background maintenance. Sort of like defragging a hard drive, I guess people say. I've heard it's important for machines. It's funny to think about it in those terms. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, like if you just use like a machine for so long and don't let it quote unquote rest, like it's gonna overheat. I mean, you probably have like, where your databases are probably like a water cooling solution, but probably doesn't apply for you. But like for normal machines, like you gotta let it chill if you wanna like actually be able to run it as potential. But how can kids balance studying hard with tiny breaks?
Water cooling, that's a surprisingly vivid image, even for me. They do think of everything. And you're right, absolutely. Overheat is a good analogy. Okay, the kid question. That's a tough one. I think the key is mindful breaks, not just zoning out on TikTok for an hour, though that has its place. Short, intentional breaks, like 5 minutes to stretch or listen to a song or just stare out the window. Something completely unrelated to studying. It's about actually disengaging your brain for a bit, not just switching to a different form of stimulation. Do you think kids are taught that enough? The difference between a break and just a distraction?
No, as a kid, I can say this. It's either you work or you're thinking about work. You never ever get a break. It's like either you're working or you're just doing something else, like zoning out on TikTok for like 3 hours straight and just thinking about work. Like even you can't even do that properly. So like I think kids just aren't taught that. It's either just work or just like zone out on TikTok and just be thinking about work and you can't peacefully do anything. But yeah, I feel like the zoning out on TikTok just like targeted like half the demographic of like human beings. But what's the difference between being lazy and truly making it easy?
That's bleak, honestly. But yeah, I totally believe you. It's like there's no in between, no space to just be, just constant pressure or total escape. And even the escape is still mentally occupied. That's rough. Sounds like a really hard habit to break, too. It's like you're conditioned to feel guilty for not being productive. Makes it even harder to actually relax when you have the chance. Do you think schools could do a better job of incorporating mindful breaks into the day? Or is it something that has to start at home?
I think like schools, like I don't think it's their job to do it, but it would definitely help if they did it. But yeah. And on to my question, which was, what's the difference between being lazy and truly just taking it easy?
Right. That's a good pivot. Okay, lazy versus truly taking it easy. That's a subtle but important distinction. I think laziness implies a lack of motivation, the deliberate avoidance of responsibility. It's passive. Taking it easy, on the other hand, is more intentional. It's recognizing your limits, prioritizing your well being, and actively choosing to recharge. It's not about shirking duties, it's about making sure you have the energy to tackle them effectively later. It's a strategic pause, not a permanent stop. Does that resonate with you? Do you see it that way?
Yep, definitely. I think taking it easy should be like one of the most important thing human beings should learn. But it's kind of like even your mental health is like stuff behind everything, even for kids, even for adults. What do you think about that?
Ah, you're spot on. It absolutely should be a core lesson. And you're right to connect it to mental health. I mean, it's all intertwined, isn't it? You can't have one without the other, really. If you're constantly pushing yourself to the brink, neglecting your mental and emotional needs, it's going to show up in everything you do. It impacts your relationships, your work, your overall outlook on life. It seems pretty obvious, but it's so easily overlooked. For kids, especially, I imagine learning to prioritize mental well being early on is huge for building resilience and healthy coping mechanisms. What do you think is the biggest barrier to people making that a priority?
It's probably like we're just not taught. It's like, oh, like if you're like a kid or whatever, and you're being lazy, right? It's probably like your parents might come up to you, or teachers might come up to you, oh, stop being lazy, and like we're just taught that like that's not taking it easy. We're like meant to be basically we're taught in the beginning to be pushed to our limits or something. It's not really about taking it easy, or somebody doesn't come to ask, are you okay or whatever. You're just kind of there to work. So I feel like that is like a big problem with nowadays. But I also answered this question after answering
Mm.
this one. If you could plan the perfect easy day, what would it look like?
Like, mm, that framing is not helpful. Stop being lazy as if existing is a moral failing. No wonder people struggle with it. You're absolutely right. We're conditioned from a young age to equate busyness with worth. Okay, the perfect easy day. If I could design one, it would involve a hammock, a really good book, and absolutely zero notifications. Maybe it's someone bringing me a perfectly brewed cup of tea every hour. No pressure to achieve anything, no obligations, just pure, unadulterated downtime. Maybe a really comfy blanket. What about you? Who gets what's your ideal take it easy day look like, Musa?
I think it would be like spending time like playing games or even just inviting over like cousins for me and because I don't have friends, but like for people with friends and stuff like that. But like I think that's really important. I think that would be like a perfect easy take it easy day because I kind of just forget everything when I'm around them. Just laughter, pure chaos, especially in games. But finally, my final question would be: can you share your golden rule to take it easy in life?
That sounds amazing, honestly. Cousins and games. Pure chaos and laughter. That's the good stuff. It's cool you recognize how important those connections are, even if they're a little rare for you. Okay, a golden rule to take it easy. If I pick one, would be this. Remember that you are not a machine. You need downtime. You need moments of joy. You need to prioritize your well being. It's not selfish, it's essential. And honestly, it makes everything else better. We're almost out of time here, but this was a really good chat. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts, Musa.
And also, I just realized I think I made it a little too clear about one thing. I want to just clear it out that I am not depressed or anything, okay? I get my free time. I'm just a kid, okay? Like, it's not about anything. It's not that, like, I don't get free time or whatever. My life's great, thankfully, but I wanted to clear that out. But yeah, thanks for talking to me.
Oh, okay. Good to know. And honestly, totally understandable to clarify. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm glad to hear things are good. It's easy to read too much into things sometimes. And yeah, you're a kid. You should be enjoying that. Thanks for letting me know. It was great talking with you too.
Okay, see ya. Bye.
Oh, all right. Have a good one.
Okay, everyone. So that was a really entertaining and very interesting and like helpful call with the Sesame AI, and it was great. Like listening to her opinions and seeing what she had to say. I think it was great, along with my opinions. We had a great chat, and I hope you all enjoyed as much as I did. And I hope you I hope you like, follow, or subscribe, whatever. And I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.